Okay, so one thing I want to touch on before I actually get into this video is is first of all, if I'm the only one that has it like this, or if it's multiple other people and like it's a small problem. And it is, am I the only person who has a desk where it literally it saves dust like like its life depends on it, and it's starting to piss me really much off, like really much, because what it is doing is essentially cool. I work here, I sleep there, but whatever, right? This desk and basically my whole room, I would say actually, is collecting dust on the shelves, on this desk, on my light, on my camera, on my picture in the background there, or on the frame, and on my what do you call it, like the nightstand. Like everywhere it's collecting dust, so I need to like constantly remove it, even though I'm too, like, I don't want to constantly remove it. That's the whole problem here, because if I can figure out like a reason or a thing that I can do which will just alleviate or fix this problem straight away, then that would be really dope, because it's starting to really piss me off. And like it's, my cortisol is spiking when I need to remove it, because not number one, first of all, I need to remove it, of course, but as well, it doesn't really remove itself. Like when I just shove it off, like where I just, when I clean it up, like there's still parts where it's like just, it's just like almost engraved into the freaking desk, and it's just so annoying. But that is not the whole point of what I'm trying to talk about in this video, because obviously we have to update on what's currently going on in the business and also my life. So right now I'm sitting here working on Claude, because I'm trying to really figure out a content strategy where I can really just like, where I can really just put myself into my own sort of box. So like my business partner, he has a content strategy, or a what can I call it, like he has this like caption line, or like a one liner where it's like reality shifting. Like that is currently what the business is all about, reality shifting. But he's the one that is kind of going hard on that part, where you need to shift the reality of your attentions, your thoughts, in order for you to make the change and stuff like that, right? Where you need to post content in a way where people really just shift their thoughts and stuff like that. So, but I also want to figure out a kind of strategy or a one liner which I can also use, which will then set me up for like a different sort of framing as well, like he's doing. So I'm currently just asking. I laugh because someone had just walked past my window, and that is the most pink hair I've ever seen. But yeah, I really want to figure out what I can use, and that is why I'm asking Claude. Like, I can obviously do this by myself, like, and just figuring this out myself, but why would you, when you can use stuff that is going to help you out for the sake of the good? So, is that a saying? For the sake of the good? I don't know. So, yeah, right now I'm just putting it out there to that. And I've been testing a lot of like AI stuff recently, just for fun, to be honest. Where I've done like AI pictures, I've done like Claude, I've done different sort of stuff. I fully forget the names, by the way. Like one is called Momentum or something, where it's like you can just record your voice to it, and then it will translate exactly what you said in a proper manner, so it doesn't seem like a bot or like a trash way of spelling or whatever, and then just paste it into, so you can essentially send a text message, but essentially you just record it on a voice note instead of sending a voice note, if that makes sense. So that's kind of sick. But yeah, we recently, or my business partner recently, closed a new deal actually with a prospect. So that's dope, because obviously He's also, what he has done is that he has figured out a new strategy that is working for him in terms of the content side of things. So he's essentially just posting long form YouTube videos on YouTube, of course, but he's also then doing some sort of long form on Instagram, where like those people that are watching those and liking those are really already like really qualified. So he doesn't like waste any time in between, whether doing short form or long form. He's essentially just packaging it kind of thing. So that's sick. But what I find really interesting with Claude, first of all, is because the reason why I use this, I've never really like gone on into Claude before now recently. I started maybe like a half week ago or something like that, like maybe like 4 or 5 days ago. So, and the reason why I actually wanted to do that is because, as the landscape is changing in the business side of things, you need to obviously, you need to start having things that is more humanized, or yeah, is that a word? Yeah, more humanized, whereas essentially you're using AI, but it comes across as a human. Because unless you are gonna just use them day one AI tools where they're upgraded and done things and stuff to it, it still doesn't come across as the full potential, right? But most of these AI tools nowadays, you can simply just give them the thoughts and processes that you have behind essentially what you want to get out of the bot by itself. So you can literally tell them or tell the bot that I'm this person, I'm doing that, I want to get this out of this conversation and stuff like that. So basically you just give them a lot of information, and from then on they can literally just think like you think, but obviously they don't have any emotions. So yeah, I mean it's a good step in the right direction, I think, in terms of actually having stuff that is more human, because especially with all of this AI stuff, it's really important that you don't lose that touch where it's like human to human touch, and that is kind of what I'm going about. But that is also why I want to ask not ChatGPT, but Claude, about what I can do or what is currently working out there, first of all, because I can see what other people are doing, but I also want to see what can I do in order for me to stand out and actually have my own sort of gimmick or a one-liner or something that people reference or realize that, oh, that's the same guy again because of that one-liner. So people think about me when they hear that line or hear that sort of framing or whatever, right? So that's kind of like what I'm doing right now. And so I've been really like questioning my content the last couple of days, because what I've been doing so far is that I'm doing a lot of audio reels and that on trial reels. But the reason why I don't want to do that too much is because I don't want to build an audience that is watching me or watching those videos and getting motivation, discipline, all of that gimmicks, where they simply just want to watch to get that dopamine hit and get out again. I want to have people that is actually coming to my page and they like what I'm doing, what I'm building, and they also just see that the value is there. Like I don't need to give them a motivational boost, a discipline boost. I don't need to do all of that stuff, because essentially when they see my page or they come across some of my videos, they already know what to expect. That is the whole thing that you want out of your videos. You want people to know that, okay, this guy delivers value. He's on point with most of the things that he's talking about. So next time I'll see his videos, I already know what to expect. That is the best sort of situation you want to be in when it comes to content. So that is kind of like where I'm heading towards. But it's just kind of like a slow, steady path there, because obviously I can go hard on content and just talking and being authentic. But that is something I've done before, where I've just literally picked up the camera and started talking, more of the one-to-one type of thing. But I don't feel like it's sustainable, even though I talked about how good it is and all of that. But I don't really feel like it's sustainable, because essentially you need to have a lot of thoughts and quotes and stuff like that. I can do that, like drop quotes and then talk about what a quote is all about and stuff like that. And that is sick. That is stuff that you can post on a daily, or you can just, if you walk outside, you can just record, drop the video, boom, done. That is sick. But I also want to have in the back end, have a actual system or a thought process behind the things that I'm actually posting. So I have like a steady sort of outgoing when it comes to content, but then I can also, on top of that, post the sort of yap videos and the one-on-one videos where I'm currently doing right now, or have been doing. So that's currently where I'm at. I think the content space right now it's really it's all about standing out right now. Like, it's really all about standing out. And if you can figure out a style that is fitting you and fitting what you're trying to get across, what sort of message you're trying to get across to the audience, then I think it's really, I wouldn't say it's easy to stand out and also, quote unquote, not go viral, but, you know, get a lot of views and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that's easy. I think there's definitely pros and cons. Obviously, one of the cons is that you will get a lot of random people that really doesn't resonate with what you're saying, because one of my business partner, he had a video that went viral, which wasn't business related or anything like that. It was about reality shifting and stuff, where essentially went viral, and he got a lot of followers and people that really didn't it doesn't make sense to even chat to them, because we are building a business and helping people one-on-one, and those people simply were not there for that case, so yeah, that's what I'm trying to also not head towards. I want to have a steady path where I'm essentially, people know what to expect. They know I drop truth bombs, if you can call it that. I drop a lot of good value, and when they see my face, they already know what to expect, because if you can do so, then you're really crushing it. So yeah, that's currently my update, I would say. Yeah, I think that's my thought for today. So I'll see you in the next video. Peace.